Yellow Cattleya guava. This stuff is definitely starting to pop. This is a huge producer last year. Yeah, it's definitely rocking and rolling. We got hit by the cold weather and some of the tips died. A bunch of new growth from the bottom started to pop out. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I'm planning to propagate the daylight side of that this year. So there's the yellow. Should go check out the red Cattleya and see what that's doing. Here's the red Cattleya guava. Seems like it's doing all right. It's got some flowers on it. Not quite as many as the yellow, but the yellow's been in the ground a lot longer. I just got this last year. It's doing pretty good. Now I have a bunch of seeds I started. I'm probably gonna have, I don't know, 30 or 40, if not more, guava. Should have a whole bunch. Well, actually, I know one of them, the variety I have, there is 30 of them, so can't have enough guavas. It looks like some of the mayhaws are holding some fruits. This will be their first year of fruiting here. Not very much. There's only a couple on this tree, but it knows how to do it at least. Maybe better next year. The Tropic Beauty is putting out some fruits. I had thinned it out pretty good. There was a ton on here. I probably took 30 or 40 off. Seems to be doing a lot better. Haven't been able to get out in the property in a couple weeks. I had to have open heart surgery, and so I'm really sapped of energy. But I wanted to share what's growing on here. The variegated Kentuck, that got fried right down to the ground. It got fried right down to the ground. It's popping right back. Very nice. I'm gonna try to propagate the daylights out of this year. That Mexican sunflower, man, it's kicking butt. It's growing like crazy. So I'll start chopping and dropping that, putting it on the fruit trees. Sapote, white sapote is definitely looking a lot better than it was. It did not enjoy that 23-degree weather. I'm gonna work on making it a lot happier this next winter. Simsim stopper. That's starting to get its first flower on. It's in mostly shade over here though, so it's not too bad. I got another one in full sun. It got fried, too dry, but it's still alive. I see all kinds of little flowers gonna get on there. Yeah, buddy. That's cool. And the ducks have started laying eggs, which is cool. Getting about 8 a day, which isn't bad. There's 11 ducks. 2 of them are males. They're loud. They're really loud. And a bunch of those black sapotes are popping out. Kind of weird looking, but they're popping out. And here's a little seed station I have set up here. There's a bunch of guava right there. And then I have a bunch of jabos. Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff back here. See, something had went through on the black sapotes and bit the tips off of them. Little stinkers. So I put more fencing around everything, make it even harder. Another thing I did is I used this pepper powder. I sprinkle this a lot around here. Keep squirrels out of here. They don't mess with that. They don't mess with that super hot. What was that? Kind of still starting to push out. I don't know how well that's going to show up, but it's starting to pop out. And that rose apple is starting to pop out again. I have one I put in the ground last year, and it got froze down to the ground, and it's just starting to come out of the ground. So it survived that 23-degree weather. There's his giant. Some finger seps. Everybody's starting to really rock and roll. Do pretty good. Fix this black persimmons. I'm not sure what's up with this Dazablasta Suriname. I up potted it. A bunch of Javos I planted. There's a bunch. I have that pepper flake stuff over here too, so that doesn't mess with them. There's an MB. I need a few more. I tried to grow the seeds, but I didn't have any luck. This privet stopper's starting to get its color back. Grumachama's starting to shape up. Get their grow on. I also hit them with some Hollytown. Some more Dazablasta. Dazablasta. It's fun to say. Here was a Camu. I tried a couple different ways to keep this happy. Last year I put on just a little bit of water. And it was doing alright. Until it wasn't. It started to die on me, so I pulled it out, stuck it in some shade. It died. So, oh, whatever. I'll stick some Tide Dwarf Mulberry cuttings in there. Hopefully they'll get their grow on. Can't have enough of those. Those are fantastic mulberry. If you can grow one mulberry, go the Tide Dwarf. For sure, these things can just get loaded. You know, macadamia, it had its flowers frozen off it, but it's starting to get pretty thick. I'll work on making something better for them. This coming up winter, these are important enough to protect. Well, the frog fruit, nothing edible, but I mean, it seems to be pretty happy. There's a longan I lost. Well, them's the breaks. There's that Tide Dwarf. It was absolutely positively just loaded, but a lot of them were turning black. And so I was eating them. I was out here earlier today and ate, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 of them. There was a bunch. They were on their way out. They'll be this color. And the camera, that looks pretty dark, but not quite ready. I mean, you could eat it. I will. What's one more mulberry, right? A bit tart. It wasn't quite ready, but good enough. Then I have that Spondaeus purpea here. Purple hard plum. It got fried right down to the ground. I'm going to try to clone this a bunch this year and just grow it in a pot. When it gets too big for the pot, sell it. After I take some cuttings off and root them. And just keep rotating it out. That's the plan with it, but man, it's going to be a bushy little tree. I probably should have cut that back last year. But whatever, that's what it is now. Then I went through here and planted a whole bunch of mulberries. Yeah, they're pretty close to each other. But these are going to be little grafting projects I'm working with. Just for some fun. Oops. Yeah, this stuff is everywhere. I probably don't need so much, but it's going to be a bear to dig out once it gets too big. So I'll probably pull it out in a couple months and just restart some new cuttings. Otherwise it gets some huge knot in there that's hard to pull out of the ground. Pull it out, stick it back in with just a cutting. And some more mulberry cuttings. It's going to be thick through here. A low quat grafting project. Whole fence line. Plan on growing them up maybe about 7 or 8 foot and arch them into each other. Probably have to do like an in-arch graft. If you understand what I try to do, like little circles. That probably sucks to watch on camera, but I'm sorry. Anyways, we'll just try to do little circles to go up. I think that'd be kind of neat. Here's that other rose apple. It's popping back out of the ground. Some people are wise, some people are otherwise. I was otherwise and put it in the ground. It is kind of hard to speak still. Not feeling 100% better. It hurts to bend down. Sometimes it hurts to lay down. Don't cough or sneeze, whatever you do. That really hurts. Pepino's popping out. That's getting a lot of little flowers on it. That survived, thankfully. I'm going to try to propagate the daylights out of that this year, because I think those are pretty good. They're worth growing. Carlos Grape again, just getting eaten alive by aphids. I just let them do their thing. I showed in a video last year what I do. If I do anything at all, I just take a little bit of tanglefoot down to the bottom and keeps ants from farming them. Looks like I'm probably getting a bunch of fruits off it this year. Unless the birds and the squirrels get to it. There's a bunch of these little guys popping off of it all over the place. Carlos grape. Go for apples. I had a couple of these pass out on me. Or, yeah, pass out. I've had enough. I'm just passing out for the day. I lost a couple this year. But this one's doing just fine. Blueberry's popping for sure. It's not a very happy plant, but it's not looking too bad. I got a few more. Excuse me. I have a few more, but this one's doing the best out of all of them. Unless we're the smaller blueberries next to the driveway that just appeared. Here's the little blueberries right up next to the driveway here. They just appeared. I said, well, welcome to the property, guys. Kind of cool little plants. There's a bunch of little ones popping up through here. I just let them do their thing. I'm not messing with them. I'll probably eat a couple, see what they're like. That's kind of cool. Stuff shows up that's edible. If it's edible, I want to grow it. Here's another mulberry. I think it was just a dwarf mulberry. Someone gave me some cuttings a couple years ago, and I just pushed them in the ground. Nothing's ripening up yet. That's probably it. I'm getting pretty sapped on energy, so I'm gonna go into some cold air conditioning and enjoy the rest of my day. It's a shame, man. That's it. Avocado grown from seed. This was my grafting project. I tried to graft different things on it just to get some experience. Every single one of the grafts failed. That's all right. Live and learn, right?